Hi there and welcome to week one of Triathlon 101, swim coaching for triathlon novices or nervous triathletes as we like to say. Well, you can print out each session plan from the Training Peaks training plan that you've been received or you have received from me, Wayne. And you'll note that each one has a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's exactly how the sessions go through the 21 that are meant to be delivered over 8 weeks. Because they're numbered, you can obviously do one, then another, and if you can't do 3 in a week, you can obviously do 2, and you can still follow it. We're going to cover 3 sessions in every single Triathlon 101 coaches review at the beginning of each week. But the first thing you need to know is how to print off these session plans. So we're going to go to the computer and just show you quickly how you can print these off. So here we're looking at the expanded view of the training plan, and we have, as we explained, the first 6 sessions, 2 weeks, already completed. More will be completed as time goes on, but you need to potentially take these to the pool. Well, how do we do that? If we click one of the session plans, we'll see that we come up with the detailed view of the session plan. We can expand that by clicking the blue elements at the top. Just let's shrink that down again because we don't need that. If you see this hamburger menu, little hamburger menu on the top right hand corner, and click that, one of the options is to print. Click print and print only page 1. You only actually need page 1 because if you see in the description we have the complete session actually explained step by step. So 650s 115 build every 2, and that explains it. Fins, if you can't use fins, do 25 meters instead of 50. Remove fins, so it tells you exactly where to do specific things. You don't need anything more than that, so I would suggest you print page 1, although you obviously do have the option of printing both pages. The type of fins I'd like you to wear if you can are short fins like this. And the reason I want you to wear short fins as opposed to long fins is that long fins really are difficult to move through the water, and so they slow everything down. These you can keep going fairly quickly, and therefore they don't slow down the drills, they just speed you up through the water, so it's slightly easier to complete the drill and you don't get that feeling of wading doing nothing. If you can't wear fins, then just shorten all these drills to 25 meters instead of 50. So this week the key elements are balance and form, and those are what the drills and the special practices are meant to be teaching you. We're not going for distance, we're going for correct stroke and balance in the water, and that's one of the hardest things for triathletes who come to the sport as adults to do. We want to balance you up. We want to make sure your spine is absolutely straight, and all that you do is that you rotate around your spine without bending sideways to breathe. So one of the main drills we're going to do is kicking on your side with your arms by your side. So if I was kicking and going that way, I would literally be like that. Turn up to breathe. Exhale in the water. We have got examples of this on video, so we're going to go to the video and show you that now. Here's an illustration of kicking on side changing by length. Now we're not going to change by length, all we're going to do is show you kicking on side. Remember, you want to kick on your side, turn up to breathe, but stay absolutely on your side and make sure you're looking forward and down, because if you look to the side you will go sideways. Here we have 2 exponents of kick on the side drill, doing it slightly different ways. I'm doing this in slow motion. If you look at the swimmer on the left hand side of the picture, the swimmer that's ahead, you'll notice that what they're doing is they're actually bending their spine. And we really don't want that bend on the spine. He's keeping his arm on the surface of the water, but he's keeping the arm on the surface of the water by effectively making sure that it's separate from his body, and we really want your arm next to your body and on the surface of the water. The swimmer on the other side, on the other hand, if you see, she's got an absolutely straight spine and the arm is dead against the body, and you can see the position is effectively looking forward and down, perfect, and when she changes from side to side it's one movement and she changes from one side to the other. The exhalation. Now she did lift her head slightly there, but now she's back on her side, and you can see that effectively the spine is straight and that's what we want. Whereas the other swimmer still has that bent spine, which we actually don't really want to see. So you see kicking on our side, arms by the side, head down, turn up, turn down, turn up, turn down, keeping on your side, or turn up, turn down, rotate to the other side. Now if you notice, my head did not move when I turned from one side to the other. It stayed in one position. That's hugely important, especially for triathletes. Now, when we say arm ahead, it's an arm ahead. What we want is the palm of the hand pointing to the bottom of the pool always. And again, it's either up, back down again, up, back down again, or up, down, and then with one stroke, drive from one side to the other. Notice my hand again is pointing the palm down to the bottom, up, down, drive through, and my hand again is pointing with my palm down to the bottom of the pool. One of the key drills for this week is single arm with pull buoy. Now whatever kind of pull buoy you have, and this is a hybrid one, we want you to hold it lengthwise. And the reason we want you to hold it lengthwise is we want your arm to come in by the pull buoy, then we want you to rotate, hold the water and drive it through. So it's in, rotate, drive it through. And as you rotate, you get to that catch. And you can see that elbow staying high and that hand going through. And I'll show you sideways. In, rotate, grab the water, drive it through. Okay, you change by length. So the other arm will do exactly the same thing, coming back the other way. No matter what kind of pull buoy you have, hold it lengthwise, but make sure you get that rotation one way and rotation the other way. Now this is a kickboard, and you'll notice it's approximately the width of my shoulders. And that is where we come in front crawl. We want to come in level with the shoulder. Again, there, level with the shoulder. And that's where our hand needs to enter the water. We see a lot of people coming across the centre line. We don't want to do that. And one of the good things about catch up to kickboard is you're coming in the right place with your hands virtually in line with your shoulder. Making sure you come in on the edge of the board in line with your shoulder also means you can do one thing. When you're going to come off the board and drive that arm, notice I come off sideways and keep my elbow high. A lot of people, if they're going to the middle, come off backwards. And you can see what's instantly happened is I've dropped the elbow. We want the elbow high, so you've got to come off to the side of the board, then drop your hand, keep your elbow high, drive through, back. Off to the side, drive through, back. So from the front, that's off to the side, drive through, back, off to the side, drive through, back. The last drill for this week that we're going to concentrate on is finger drag, sometimes called finger trail. Now, I have got this illustrated once again in the pool, so we'll go to the computer and just have a look at that. Here are two swimmers doing finger drag. You need to notice how relaxed they are. I've slowed it down slightly, and you can see they're pulling the arm forward with the shoulder, not with the finger muscles. They're not hand-centric. They're not trying to bring their hand forward. They're trying to bring their whole arm forward with that shoulder. Really nice, relaxed form that you should try and emulate. In the first session, the main set is 100 meters, 125 meters and 150 meters, all with 75 meters, that nice finger drag. And then when you finish that 75 meters, the next 25, 50 or 75 then goes to swim, where you're trying to keep that relaxed form within you, even though you're not doing finger drag anymore. In sessions 2 and 3 this week, we're still trying to cement those drills. We're still trying to get you balanced with those kicks, get you having a really good catch and nice rotation with the swimming with the pull buoy, and a really good catch off the side with catch up to kickboard. We're also doing the finger drag to get you nice and relaxed. But then the main sets change. In session 2, we have 2 split 200s. The first split 200 are 4 times 50 meters with 10 seconds rest. That's 10 seconds rest on each. Now, try and do the first 2 really nice and controlled and relaxed. Then the second 2 50s, try and just pick up that pace a little to get yourself out of breath, so you're doing them a little bit faster. That's called negative splitting, coming back faster than you went out. Again, with the 2 100s, and that's on 15 seconds rest, do the first one really beautifully controlled and balanced, and the second one just try and pick up the pace a touch. Now when I say pick up the pace, I'm talking about 1-2 seconds per 100 faster than the first one. In session 3 we once again re-emphasize these drills, but the main set are 2 lots of 3 100s, and those 3 100s are either done on 2 minutes 30 or 15 seconds rest per 100. Again, we're splitting them into 2 sets of 3 100s, because the first set of 3 100s I want them really nice and controlled with perfect stroke. The second set of 3 100s, just again try and pick up that pace a little bit by 1 or 2 seconds per 100. So you're not destroying your stroke, you're just trying to push out through the back end of your stroke really nicely, so you get a little bit extra speed with every single stroke you do. So that's this week. Remember, number 1, 2 and 3, they're numbered. You can take them to the pool and use them there with a small description on the side. Hopefully you'll enjoy this week. One important thing is that you give feedback as you go along. Tell us what you're finding, or tell me what you're finding difficult. And if you are finding something difficult, we will adjust future sessions to take into account what you're finding particularly troublesome. Remember, feedback is everything when you're trying to coach people. Okay, have a great week. Enjoy these sessions, enjoy your swimming. Let's get trying.